Hey Internet, it's me, Udoka, in my car as usual, and today I want to talk about um, a concept that's been going around. Women who say they do not want to date a man that works a 9 to 5. It's been causing some controversy a little bit as of late, and I wanted to give my 2 cents as a woman who doesn't like guys who work a 9 to 5. First, I want to state kind of how ridiculous it is, the amount of negative response these women are getting. One of my favorite YouTube channels, well, they're not my favorite because I don't remember their name, is Abe and somebody else. ABBA and something else. I just recently got turned on to them. I really like their content. Usually it's these two guys. One is like Haitian, I think, and the other guy, I don't know if he's from any place other than America, but he's just a black guy. And they just give their commentary on stuff. And they have been dragging these women who say they don't want to date a guy who works a 9 to 5. Number one, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that being her preference? I don't understand what is wrong with that preference. If men can say, oh, I like white girls, I like light-skinned girls, I like skinny girls, I like thick girls. If guys can say the type of girls that they like, and we're supposed to not be offended by it. Who remembers when Chris Brown came out with that song? Basically, I don't remember what lyrics he said, but he says something like, I don't like dark girls, I like light girls. Something like that. And black women were like, oh my gosh, Chris Brown, like, why would you say something like that? Like, that's, really hurtful. There's a lot of anti-dark-skinned black women stuff out there, and you're just adding to it. And he basically was like, screw you. I don't like y'all. What, y'all want me to lie in my music? It's my preference. Everything is your preference when it comes to guys saying what they like. But when a woman says what she likes, all of a sudden it's got to be an issue. Like, that bagel boss dude assaulted a man because he was mad that women don't prefer short men, very short men. And so it like, why is it a problem that women are saying that they don't want a guy with a 9 to 5? First of all, I need to understand why that's even an issue. Like, if you work a 9 to 5, you should not be offended. Just, you're not her type. I don't get offended when dudes say, oh, I date this type of girl, I date that type of girl. He's not my type. Well, I'm not looking to date you either. Whatever. Okay, so that's that. Then I have to say, I want to add, because people are trying to make these girls sound dumb. Like, oh my gosh, why would you say you don't date 9 to 5 men? Doctors work 9 to 5 jobs. Pharmacists have 9 to 5 jobs. And they have money. It's not just about the money. It's not just about the money and how much income you earn. It's about the lifestyle. There is a certain lifestyle these women want to live with their man. And that lifestyle is not conducive to, okay, honey, you're leaving the house at 7:30 and you'll come back at 6 every freaking weekday for the rest of our working lives. Sounds good. That's not the kind of life. They don't want It's a doctor who's going to save people's lives. They want a life. They want a lifestyle where they can say, "Oh, I want to go to Bora Bora, baby. Let's go. Pick up your stuff. Let's go. Oh, I got a campaign out in Tokyo. Let's go." Like they want a lifestyle where you pick up and go. Like you're going, you're traveling, you literally do whatever you want, control your schedule. That's the kind of lifestyle that they want. That's why they don't want a 9-to-5 guy, because if you work 9 to 5, you don't get to dictate your schedule. If you don't dictate your schedule, that they don't want to live that lifestyle with you. And that's a totally reasonable, that is a fine desire to have in life. That's fine. So I want to talk about that 3. I want to talk about how when people, and it's mostly men, when these guys are berating these women for not wanting a 9-to-5 guy, they always add in there, the entrepreneur men wouldn't want her anyway. She ugly anyway. If I wasn't a 9-to-5 guy, I wouldn't date her. And they're adding that, like, who said that she's attracted to you? Why is, whether you find her attractive or not, why is that relevant in the discussion? We don't care. And also, she doesn't want to date you, so it doesn't matter. I just don't understand why men are bringing that up like it's a valid point to explain why she's kooky for saying what she said. I don't get it. Or they'll say, well, the kind of guy that she wants isn't gonna want her with that attitude or whatever. Like, she won't be able to get the type of guy she wants. Oh, well, that's why she's still single. So, number 1, who are you to say that girl can't get the type of guy she wants? Like, that's not for you to say. Like, you don't know her. You don't know the circle she's around. You do not personally know these women. Who are you to effing say, based off of a 2-minute, 30-second video clip, who she can and cannot attract? Who are you to say? Number 1. Then number 2, when they say, that's why you're still single. That is so toxic. I was single for a long ass time because I didn't want to date the men that were around me. My focus was elsewhere, so I wasn't looking necessarily for the guy I wanted. And also the guys that were approaching me, I didn't want to date them. So if I said, well, I don't want a 9-to-5 guy, and then you say, well, that's why you're still single. Yes, that's why I choose to be single, because I don't want to date. I would rather be single than date, but I don't want to date. Like, people are saying, well, that's why she's still single, as if that's an insult or that's a point to prove that she's kooky. As if the end goal of our lives is to not be single. That doesn't make sense. That's dumb. That is so patronizing. So, okay, there's that. And then the last thing I'll say, I think this is the last thing I'll say, but then they're also stating, well, one thing I will agree with is that sometimes these girls, now when I say I don't want to date a 9-to-5 guy, what I mean is I want a guy who can be a successful entrepreneur, and we can control our lives, control our finances, control our lifestyle, control how and where and when we raise our kids. I want a man that's on page with that. So it is a mindset. When they talk about mindset and people are criticizing them by saying, well, there are 9 to 5 guys that can have a hustler mindset. No, you can't. If you have a 9 to 5 job and you don't have some sort of business or something on the side, then you do not have the hustler mind. You don't. Working your way up at your job is not hustler mindset. Working hard at your job, trying to work overtime at your job, that is not the hustler mindset. It's not. That's still another man or woman controlling your income. That is not a hustler mindset. A hustler mindset is, I need X amount of dollars. Let me do what I got to do to get that. Okay? If you work at a job, if you tell your boss, hey boss, I want to make $150,000. How can I do that working here? Your boss gonna laugh at you. A hustler says, I want $150. Let me get my little 30 grand from this job. Let me get 20 grand from this place. And, let me set up a business and I can get the whole 200,000, even more than what I wanted from my business. That's a hustler mindset. So these girls that is what they are wanting. They're wanting somebody with an entrepreneur mind. They're wanting to date somebody who can figure out a way to get their money no matter what's going on. That's the beauty, that's the gift of being a great entrepreneur. Is it doesn't matter what's going on in your life, what's going on with the market, what country you live in. It doesn't matter as long as capitalism is allowed in that country. You can make money. You can notice trends. You see supply and demand. You can put action towards things. They want a guy like that. Now, the last thing I will say, and I do agree with, that after listening to some of these women, you do get the impression that they want a dude that does some illegal-ish. They want a dude that's a drug dealer, whatever. Pimp, drug dealer. I don't know all the different illegal things people do to make money, y'all. I do not dabble in that world. And you also get the sense that they want a rapper, like, just, I guess, a kind of underbelly lifestyle, kind of gang. They want that kind of lifestyle. When you keep listening to them, that's the impression that you get. That they want that type of guy. And I'm not saying that rappers or drug dealers. I'm saying that the rap industry kind of glamorizes that. It glamorizes pimping out women, doing drugs, selling drugs, hanging out with people who make money from selling drugs. It kind of glamorizes that lifestyle. So for guys to say, this woman is dumb for wanting that, I personally don't want that. I personally kind of think that I agree. Dating somebody whose income is dependent on illegal activity is just not a secure foundation to build your life upon, or your children's lives upon. It just isn't, unless the plan is to date him, take his money, then leave, deuces, or to be a baby's mama and have the government require him to pay you, unless that's the plan, which I'm also not about. But some women don't care, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's your life, your prerogative. I don't know. But yeah, I think that it is a little troublesome. And I have known girls in real life who like that, and I was just really surprised. Like, the first time one of my friends said, yeah, I thought, the guy I'd marry would be a little bit more hood, a little bit more, And I was like, really? That's appealing to you? That's sexy to you? I'm realizing that a lot of these black women that are in the rap industry or hang out in that environment, they actually find that attractive. They actually find that sexy. And I cannot relate whatsoever. I really cannot. But if the goal is just to have fun, okay, I guess that is very thrilling. I mean, I would get a rush of adrenaline every time a new shipment comes in. That's how I don't know anything about that culture, y'all. I call it a shipment, but I that's fun. But if you're like wanting to like live a life, create a legacy, children, grandkids, take care of the family name, aunts, uncles, cousins, mom, dad, grandparents. Like if you're trying to create a life with somebody that that uplifts your family name, and puts your family and your community in a better place. I just don't. That just kind of, it doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. To have your foundation on illegal means, because you can get in some deep ish. And I personally know people who they did some white collar crime. I guess if you make your money via illegal means the way that white men do, you still gonna suffer consequences. But we can't deny making your money by illegal means. As a black person, they will F you up. They will F you the F up. I personally know some, people of color. They did white collar crime, and it's like, well, y'all are black. They effed them up, even though it was white collar crime. I'm not saying that white collar crime is okay. I'm just saying, like, you hear about white collar crime all the time, and these white people get like only 5 years. Black people do the same thing. They're getting 30. Like, it's kind of crazy. So I would just be really concerned about that, since we're black women talking about this. But yeah, that's my 2 cents. But if she's not talking about illegal stuff, she's just saying, I don't want to do the 9 to 5. I want to do the house business. I want to do that. Was appointed CEO and he does whatever he wants. I want a dude that lives off of entirely passive income. I want a dude who makes his money from selling his art. I want a dude who hustles. I want a dude that has all these different hustles going on. Like, they're just wanting a lifestyle that is not the boring status quo. And that's what they're saying. And they want a lifestyle that normal jobs cannot afford you. Like, if you have a 9 to 5, the most you could make is what? 150,000, 180,000. That's the most you could make. And that's, is that before taxes or after? If you are a business person, you have the potential to make an unlimited income. Like, Jeff Bezos is the richest man in the world. These girls want to go after dudes that want to have buku money, like $200,000 a year. These women, most likely, they want a man that aspires for more. I know I do. Baby, I know that I do. And as the great Cher would say, Mom, I don't need a rich man. I am a rich man. But, it's cool to be a rich chick with a rich man. That's kind of cool. So that's my 2 cents on that. Let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm going to go in and get back to work on my business. Eat some healthy food. I got some I'm on a diet, y'all. I'm on a diet. Trying to get my body right, okay? Until next time, much love, much luck. Peace out.